Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. If you haven't by now, make sure you go over to Facebook and check out Don't Tell My Wife. Great group of collectors, always on top of things, especially with the pre-order link. So check it out. Now, what do we have? We have the Tamashii Nations 2024 Akihabara special event. This is a pretty cool event. Lots to see, lots unveiled. So we'll start off in the Tamashii Nations store in Akihabara. Um, as you look, you can't really see it here. Here's some One Piece stuff. There's some Naruto as well. As you walk around, it was really crowded. The Tamashii Nation store itself wasn't that bad compared to the event space, but you will see as the camera moves around in different portions of the video, there's a lot of people. I'm not familiar with every particular IP, as I'm sure most of you out there are not as well. So, when I'm showing things, when I'm displaying things, there's gonna be times where I'm not talking, where I'm just kinda silent. I have the sound off because of copyright issues. So, if it's silent, maybe hum a song, sing some Christmas carols, whatever you wanna do. But, I'll chime in with things that I am familiar with and, give you a little bit of commentary about them. So like I said, it's a busy place. I didn't have time to kind of focus on things. Like I said, this shop isn't that bad, but when you get to the main event hall, there's a lot of people, and you'll see that. So I move a little bit slowly. I don't get to spend a lot of time on particular figures. So, just if you want to see something, maybe pause the video, rewind it, and so on. So we'll try to get each other through this as best we can. There's so much going on at this event. It's a really great event. They do it every year. I believe it's usually in November. I can't be certain, but I think it is because I seem to remember that it's usually before Tokyo Comic Con. So this Dragon Ball Z, you can see they have these specialized stands, which are really cool. They've recently started doing this. They also have specialized stands for Star Wars, for their Star Wars IP. So if you ever make it to Tokyo and you want to stop by the Tamashii Nation store, that's something maybe to look into and grab. These generic sort of sports figures that they have there, pretty cool. I wish they colorized them, but painted them, but they don't. So now the Street Fighter things, a lot of people aren't big on them. I mean, you got Jada Toys, and I understand that, but I like their figure art stuff. I like the figure arts. I like their Street Fighter 2 stuff. It's pretty cool. I mean, I like the sculpting. The articulation is great. Sure, it's a little bit pricier than the Jada stuff, but you know, whatever. So so now you can see that it is starting to get crowded at this point, and I'm just trying to make my way through. I'm not going to show everything here. Here's some Chainsaw Man stuff. I can't show everything just because, like I said, I'm trying to get through. For the most part, the store is where you're going to buy the products. Normally, in the past, they would have a little bit of not a kiosk, but a little bit like a desk or a table at the events where you can purchase the Tamashii Nations event pieces. But this year, they ended up doing like a pre-sale, and this was back in the summer. Now, I was in the States in the summer, and I couldn't get in to the system because it was blocking me out regionally, even though, I'm a Tamashii Nations member. Here's those Star Wars stands that I mentioned. Even though I'm a member, I couldn't get logged in because it was blocking me because I was in the States. So I was not able to buy the Godzilla -1 Atomic Breath version that they're selling. They sold. I was hoping it would be at this event, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I didn't see it. Now, that Batman figure is supposedly released today, but I didn't see that anywhere either. I heard that maybe it's going to be tomorrow. This is the 1972 Godzilla, and over there is the 70th anniversary Godzilla. The 70th comes out tomorrow. I looked around today in Akihabara hoping to find it, but nobody had it on the shelf when I was there. So I'll have to make a trip back, see if I can grab it. Really looking forward to that. It looks great. You'll see it later on as well. So here are some of the science, super science stuff. Now, this is the main event. Now, this is the big haul, and this is one of the most epic displays I've ever seen in my life. This Dragon Ball stuff. This thing just goes on and on. This display with no break in terms of video for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's so incredible that they just have all of this stuff back to back to back, just one continuous display. Now, I'm not a Dragon Ball Z guy, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've never watched the show, I've never read the manga. So, I couldn't tell you any of the characters except maybe Goku. But just looking at what they've done is incredible. It's great. So, when Tamashii Nations, when the figure arts people, when they set their mind to this stuff, they can pull off some really incredible stuff. And you'll see it in a moment. There's one portion of this display towards the end that's just it's great. I had to focus on it for a bit. So yeah, when they do dioramas, when they do that sort of thing, they come out great. And I really wish that they would look into maybe selling some diorama pieces because, what's a collection if it's just, standing on a shelf with no engagement? Not everybody is great at putting stuff together. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you could. Really helps the channel out. And hope you might consider becoming a channel member. There's lots of great benefits to being a channel member. So the link is down in the description of the video if you'd like to consider it and maybe support the channel. So membership has its privileges. I do exclusive waffles for members, exclusive videos, exclusive live streams, all the good stuff. Now right here, we're coming up on it, that display piece that's just look at this. That is awesome. Look at that. That's great. I mean, you look at it, it's not that hard to do, I would imagine, but having that on your shelf, that's great. Now they put out really nice some really nice Dragon Ball stuff. Kamen Rider as well. Ultraman. They go all out for their Japanese IP. And, you got to question like, does Bandai have ownership in some of these IPs because they go above and beyond and they're just turning and churning out figures. Whereas, we're kind of waiting, begging for new stuff when it comes to Marvel or Star Wars or, whatever. So it's really nice to be able to see the craftsmanship and, the diversity of all the different characters that they give you. Seems like they're giving us like 5 new Dragon Balls a month. Now, this is the 40th anniversary piece, and you sort of see the evolution here. You have to have a Japanese shipping address, and you get a special code if you buy the Shonen Jump magazine. I still haven't done that. I really ought to. But there it is. There's the piece. It looks great. I really got to get around to it. So yeah, just the stuff they do for the line is great. There's that newest store exclusive Goku, which I'm doing a waffle for right now. If you're not a member of Don't Tell My Wife, you might want to check it out. It's great. Really cool. So they have these smaller ones. These are sort of like Detolf size, really condensed, and but these are some of the newer reveals, which are great. To me, this is something out of like Alice in Wonderland. Again, I'm not familiar with the Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball universe, so don't kill me. Let's get a look at the figure and all the different looks and poses you can get with it. Now, I try to move the camera slowly. I know people have complained that in the past my videos have made them dizzy. I hope that's not the case today. Doing my best to move it slowly, but like I said, there's a lot of people here and I can't stand in front of a display too long. I'm getting moved, I'm getting pushed. Um, and I don't want to be that guy that's kind of hogging the entire display. So if I'm moving a little bit fast, like right now, I apologize. There's just a lot of people behind me. And when a window opens up, you got to jump to it because, you wait a second and then there's a ton of people in front of it and then you got to wait longer. So the Spy Family stuff, haven't watched this, haven't seen this, haven't read anything about it. But it is pretty popular. If anybody's looking for a storyline to get into, I like those camera tripods. Those are cool. Now, what is this? Kaiju 8? Is that what it is? Kaiju X? I don't know. But they look pretty cool. Again, I don't watch everything. I don't have time. I don't have the money. Um, but they're pretty cool. So they have a lot of these life-size, I don't know, statue figurine displays throughout the event. So just to give you an idea, this is the first floor. This is sort of ground level, street level, and they have a bunch of things here. And then you take an escalator down. The escalator always doesn't work. You always got to walk down the escalator, which is a pain in the butt. But then you go down to B1, where they have, um, the meat and potatoes of what everybody's looking for. So that's where the good stuff's at. These look good. I think I have them both pre-ordered. I couldn't tell you. I pre-order everything, or at least I used to before Amazon decided that they were gonna charge you for pre-orders. That's when I stopped pre-ordering with Amazon. Amazon Japan. That's another really cool figure. And one thing that I would like to see, and you'll see this, a little bit later. Um, I'd like to see maybe here's some of the Kimetsu stuff. Those are the first three figures that are released. I have those. Those are great, and these are the next two to release. Also, really looking good. Now, this is kind of an example. Not so much here, but the clothing. It's it's so shiny. It's not Hasbro shiny, but one thing I love about Metacom with the Mafex line is they weather their figures. And when Figuarts tries to weather their figures, it looks awful. It looks so bad. And then when they don't weather it, it's just so shiny. It looks very toy-like. I really wish that certain characters they would at least make an attempt to improve on the paint. Now, this Naruto, you can see there on the right, we'll come back to it in a second. That's the ramen stand. That comes out at the end of this month. I have a couple of those pre-ordered. I'm really looking forward to it. I think that's going to be great. Have my figures displayed eating the ramen, kind of a yatai ramen stand. So now here's some of the Berserk stuff. Um, Again, not really an IP I've gotten into. Thankfully, because I'm sure if I did, I'd be buying everything. And I'm consciously making a decision not to. But this figure looks great. This is the guts, right? Um, Looks really good. Again, weathering would have been nice on those pants, but I don't know. Would have been cool. Now, throughout the video, you're gonna have some glare here and there. I apologize. I've tried some apps to kind of get rid of it, but it's not that easy. Here's the Kinnikuman stuff. It's great. So here's some of those generic gray figures that we saw earlier. See all the different heads. You get that side ring, some of the chairs. Children of the '80s, this was the muscle men that they put out in the States. I don't know who did that. Was it Mattel? Can't really tell. I can't remember. But that Kinnikuman stuff, they're re-releasing, or is it 2.0s? I can't really remember of some of the different characters. I'm all in on those. So here's the Saint Cloth Myth, I think is the name. Not too sure. Another IP I'm not familiar with, but um, they vac metal the figures and the pieces for this line, which just look great. Like here's an example. Just great stuff. So anyway, we have the same cloth myth right now, and then we have some of the Ultraman stuff. I'm not too familiar with either. I mean, I'm a little bit familiar with Ultraman, but that's gonna do it for my commentary. There's a few minutes left in the video. Please watch. This is part one. Part two, I will try to upload within the next 12 hours. I'm a little bit busy at the moment. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it. If you haven't liked the video, you're still watching, I could really appreciate the like. So again, thanks for watching. Make sure you check out part two. I'll see you all next time.